So you did some really cool stuff in your playing days, and you've been teaching a lot of great players. Has there been somebody where, and I imagine it's pretty difficult to impress you. Has there been somebody when you're just like, oh my God, that's unbelievable what they got going on. Incredible. Like off the charts.
Yeah, like Joaquin Neiman's ball striking. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot to impress me. I mean, I've seen the best. I've seen the best. I've seen Rory when he's on, which is, his ball striking is impressive. I've seen Adam Scott, literally, like he will hit driver to a 133 sprinkler head and actually like almost hit it.
Right.
But just the confidence and just the feel that these guys have with their long clubs, impressive. Because I mean, I look at players and I go, yeah, I know you're a really good player, but I think you need a little more club. Like you're going into the wind, and they prove me wrong every time. It's impressive.
Yeah. Isn't it though? Like those guys from like 200 to 250.
Yeah.
How spot on they can get. Was one of the things that I noticed with Brendan Steele.
Yeah.
From like 200 to 250, the guy's off the charts.
Yeah.
I mean, like the last time I looped it for him was out on Ike, and we started on 10, and he's up on the hill, and it's a back right flag. And he's got like 245 or 250, and he goes, I'm going to start this 12 feet left and cut it 6 feet. And he had a 6-footer left of the flag, and I was like, what the?
Yeah.
What's?
Yeah. No, the guys are good. The guys are good.
Yeah.
What's your like coaching philosophy? What's your swing philosophy? Or how do you go about that?
Yeah. So, like you were talking about how there are just some good players that just do what they do.
Yeah.
They're amazing. And, it may possibly be just a matter of reminding somebody about how good they are and why they're so good to help them out. And then there's other people that just kind of need to start off fresh.
Yeah.
But, from my experience of getting a whole bunch of lessons and then kind of going off on my own and trying to figure things out on my own. I mean, to put it simply, if I'm starting off with somebody who hasn't played the game before, one thing I'm going to try to do is get them to think back on athletic experiences in their life, like playing baseball or playing basketball. Like I was talking to my brother yesterday, right? And he was a pretty good high school basketball player. And he was talking about how when he was one of those dudes that would stand over in the corner and shoot threes all night, right? He said when my shot got off, I would get right in front of the hoop and just do this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And just remember how my right hand works. Right? And feel it out. And then my shot would come back. Right? I think just giving people a good understanding of how they can move the club without a whole lot of facial rotation and manipulation. And then, I don't know. I think that really this is the base for everything.
Yeah.
We start off here. Once you understand how that right hand works, then we go from there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That's great. That's a great point. Yeah. I'm big on trying to get, like if I teach a complete beginner, getting a putter grip on a 7-iron, just to understand that face orientation.
Right.
Whack it.
Right.
I like doing short to medium putts, just kind of shorter putts, just to get that awareness.
Right.
Make it feel like a game.
Right.
Yeah, those are the things. I'm not the type to get sticks and lines out there and like this is the posture. Actually, I teach posture completely different. I teach the grip completely different than what's like a conventional way. I teach a pretty strong left hand grip and not this, because it's very easy to do that. This feels very foreign, this golf posture. So
yeah,
those are the things that I like.
Yeah.
It's interesting though. Just, it's not fancy.
Right.
But if I had 100 people lined up, that's how I teach it. Kind of stronger left hand grip, hands a little bit lower, and just to feel where that face is.
Yeah.
All right.
It would be extremely beneficial for people to go way overboard strong.
No doubt. No doubt.
Big time.
So I grew up playing Long Beach Junior Golf here.
Yeah.
You put on a red shirt, you play every Friday. And there's beginners all the way up to pretty good players.
Yeah.
My dad made me play every Friday.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of those things. And on this 9th hole, if you hit the green, you get a Snickers. You just walk up.
This is from your pops or from
No.
Oh, okay.
From the golf association. Like you walk up and, I think a really nice lady named Beverly, she funded the whole thing. It's an incredible, she did an incredible job. I mean, I still tell my students now, you should join and play. It's like $5 to play. You have tournaments, they have, it's just great.
Yeah.
I believe in it. Sometimes I'd miss the green. I'd just say I hit the green.
Right.
To go get my Snickers. Dude, I was fat and I like Snickers. So
you get your Snickers and then after the round you go and get your double.
Thank you.
Nice.
Man, I love that.
Shout out on the wedges.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And, like the modern junior golf, they think like, well, if we come out here and play with crappy golfers, my son's not going to get good. It's like, no, they're actually going to learn the game. They're going to come out here and really get what golf is. In a sense, like I'm so big on growing the game, I charge a boatload of money to teach people how to really, like, on the grand scheme of things, if you want to get really good, taking a bunch of lessons with me is not going to do it.
Right.
You need to spend hours and hours by yourself or with other good players. That's the most valuable thing you can do.
Right.
So teaching these young kids like etiquette, appropriate, like how to bet, because that'll get you in to a better group.
Sure.
But you got to learn to hang. You've got to be appropriate. You got to have a good attitude. You've got to want them to invite you.
If you're no fun to play with, nobody who's good is going to want to play with you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's the true value.
Right.
And that's what I've been really fortunate as a kid.
Sure.
I've been around a lot of great players. They invited me to go play.
Sure.
And, just keeping that relationship.
Right.
That's probably the biggest thing.
Sure.
That I teach.
Right.
But, a lot of people come for their first lesson. We talk about these things. I teach them how to mark a golf ball. You know how many of my students, they mark a golf ball like this? They'll go and then they go like that. And it's like, hey, how about just like back there?
It's one of those things where the person who's doing it may not think that other people even notice.
Yeah,
but people do.
Now in junior golf, it's like not taught.
Right.
So everyone just does it, and it's like, okay.
Right.
Till you get into a good group, and it's like, that guy can't mark his ball properly,
Right.
he's out.
Right.
Which is a perfectly acceptable reason for why I wouldn't, have someone in the group.
Sure. We had a summer program over at Harbor Park in Wilmington that I was in for quite a while. It was some outrageously cheap deal too. It was like $20. Play every Tuesday during the summer. And then if you were good enough, you played on like a traveling team that would play against other
super cool.
LA County or LA City courses, But yeah, at a very young age, getting into like a competitive mode. It's big. That and before I could even tee it up out at Harbor Park, the GM would take you out onto the putting green, verify that you knew how to fix a pitch
ball.
mark.
Oh man!
Watch you hit a couple of balls into the net. You had to take like a little etiquette exam.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for some reason, a lot of that stuff is lost.
No doubt,
right now.
no
I
doubt,
don't
no
know
doubt.
why, but
Yeah, and it really, we'll walk along the path here, and it really, it's so undervalued, and that's so important.
yeah.
I had a junior summer program, summer camp. They were a week long. My kids loved it. They meet at 6:30 in the morning because we go out in the back 9. This is when I was teaching at Lakewood. And we have very concrete rules. Doesn't matter what level of golfer you are. You play the honor system. You don't play ready golf. You learn the rules. And in a group, you'll have beginners with really good players. And it's the good player's job to get the group moving.
Right.
We'll play 5-somes with and one instructor, but they don't play. They watch. And they must, that last person must putt out an hour and 45. Must. 9 holes. So you got to move. You've got to learn. You've got to learn where you need to stand, where you need to be. You've got to learn the rules. There's so many of these things that you absolutely have to do. And they're all pretty good tournament players now, even the beginners. They get it. They know where to stand. They're safe. Safety's a big one.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, where to stand. That's another huge thing. You know,
huge.
How many times have you wanted to play again with somebody who's for 18 holes standing in your peripheral vision?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to tee it up with that person ever again.
Or the guy who's way back there, and it's like, dude, we got to go.
Right. Right.
Yeah. My students, I'm not a big fan of like the push cart. I like carrying. And you know, my dad says, if you can't carry your bag, walk 18 holes, you shouldn't be playing 18 holes yet.
Right.
That was his, you know, and of course, when I go play with him, I'd go in a cart. But carrying a bag, putting my golf bag right here, because we're going to hit here and then walk this way, is like a big deal.
Right.